Whenever I see these articles, I always have to take a moment to highlight them, because you always get to see how people will do something in the past. It will be really well received. People will really like it. But maybe it's the inspiration from today. Maybe and by inspiration I mean negative. I shouldn't even say inspiration. I mean like negative feedback and stuff like that. Kind of warps people's minds. It kind of leads me back to the person who created Punisher. I mean, just the other day, you heard him basically out there shooting off a whole bunch of woke nonsense, stuff like that. This is the kind of thing that is really getting me. When I hear somebody come out stating that, and then the person who it actually affects the wrong, I say that, no, it wasn't like that at all. And it literally has to shoot down the crap this person is saying. I have to give a tip of the hat to that. Let me get into the a lot of what I'm talking about. This article here from Cosmic Book News. Black Power Ranger hits back at race backlash, not a mistake, a milestone. I'm talking about Walter Jones here, right? Walter Emanuel Jones fires back at claims that his casting as a black actor as the Black Power Ranger was a mistake. To be honest with you, I watched Power Rangers as a kid. I did okay. Never at any point in time did I ever. I mean, like maybe was it that we all kind of joked about it, but never at any point about it. Well, I should say also we joked about it later on in life. When his series came out, we never had a problem with it. Never. Nobody ever looked at anything in what Power Rangers and ever thought any kind of race towards anything. Nobody. Nobody ever thought so. But of course, that wasn't good enough for some people now, so they had to come out and try and start something. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers head writer Tony Oliver recently came out against the casting involved with the show. While appearing in the latest episode of Investigation Discovery's new docuseries Hollywood Demons, Oliver said, in part, that it was such a mistake in regards to casting a black actor Jones and an Asian actress, the late thing is Sui Trang, is how you pronounce her name, as the Black and Yellow Rangers. We all looked at this and never had a problem with it. You had Kimberly, who was the Pink Ranger. You had Walter Jones, who was the Black. You had the Red Ranger. You had the late Jason David Frank as the Green Ranger. I know as Trini as the Yellow Ranger, and you had the Blue Ranger. Nobody ever looked at it and thought any kind of racial thing or anything like that. They were just five teenagers, well, six if you add the Green Ranger in, who were who would do the whole it's morphin time, turn into the Power Rangers and go out and fight Rita Repulsa and then Lord Zed. That was what we liked about it. That was it. I mean, yeah, I kind of think they started making a little too much of the Power Rangers and that what kind of ruined the whole thing. But at the time, this was something that we all enjoyed and that was it. But not good enough. Jones responded to the comments on his social media, offering it was actually an honor to cast and play the Black Power Ranger. This is what he had to say. Incredible how many media outlets picked this up. This is what he posted on Instagram. However, while some choose to seek out the negative, I've always believed in focusing on the positive. I understand the impulse to address what might be seen as cultural insensitivity, but calling it a mistake would dismiss the impact it had on countless people around the world who found inspiration and representation in TV's first black superhero, morphing into none other than the Black Power Ranger. I don't see a problem with it. You look at shows like, for instance, Captain Planet, and you had Kwame from Africa. You had Guy from Italy, all kinds of like that. I have heard people come out and talk and say, "Oh, Captain Planet was kind of racist," like that. And I was like, "Why? Why you all keep needing to do this other stuff?" I even heard somebody say, "Well, Kwame and from it should have had more cultural representation. All kind of, and I'm like, we going to shut up with this nonsense. I've said this before. I'll say it again. One of the best representations of a multiracial character was Elisa Maza from Gargoyles. I said that before. I'll keep saying it because her mother was African. Her father is Native American. Well, okay, her mother is African, her father is Native American. I shouldn't say was, what is, right? But she was a New York City cop, so she was mixed race, right? But you never saw her having to actually go there and do anything like that. You never saw her having to wear some Native American symbol or wear some African symbol. No, she's a New York City cop. She was a badass. That was what made the character interesting. They literally only did 2 episodes. One episode focused on her father and some Native American stuff, and another episode focused on her mother and Africa and a Nancy, and that was all you ever needed. That was it. You didn't need to come out and do it. That no, the character was good. When you look back now at the Power Rangers, for instance, and what he says here, it was an honor to be the Black Ranger. Okay, that's it. If you want to read something into it, fine. I mean, I saw the video that they did, the jokey video that they did. Where does it say that, where does it say, Zordon was racist or all that thing? And I laughed about it because it was funny later, but I never really associated it with the Power Rangers. That was just gag humor. But everything now is a problem for these people. Like I heard some people went out there and talk about how, what all friends was racial because they were all white. And then the woman who played racial actually come out and give it to them good and tell them, to shut up about it. And she damn right. Not everything has to do with why you all want to go back and mess with freaking things in the past that was success because you all have a freaking light. Oh God, boy. I tell you. Jones continued, it wasn't a mistake, it was a milestone, it was an honor. Exactly. The man played a role in one of the most iconic TV series of the 90s. There wasn't anybody who did not know who the Power Rangers were. They were a household name. Everybody loved the Power Rangers. Everybody loved them. Hell, me and my friends played Power Rangers. I would sometimes be the potty and get beaten up, but still, that's a traumatizing story for another time. But still, we all enjoy playing the Power Rangers, and I always, till this day, always liked being the Green Ranger, the White Ranger. I just always kind of liked the characters. Yes, the Red Ranger was the leader, kind of no problem with that. I just always liked that. But that was it. Was fun. Everybody knew these people. That's how amazing it was. But no, that's not good enough for some of you all. And now you have the right that more or it was such a mistake. Dude, shut up. Oh God. Boy. Hey, this is his thing here, Walter. Just when you talk about it, he come out and say here what it was the writer of miscasting black and Asian actors as Black Ranger and Yellow Ranger was such a mistake. And he goes on basically tells them, no, it was an honor. It was an honor. That's what's going on. Now apparently Walter Jones recently returned in Netflix's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always special, and apparently he's also going to be involved in Black Power Rangers fan film coming out in 2026. There's also that Disney Plus is looking to reboot the Power Rangers series, and the people who are writing Percy Jackson are the ones who are going to be doing it. I don't know how that's going to turn out. You understand me? The last Power Rangers movie that they did in 2017, that didn't work out well at all. That didn't. But, there was a live action Power Rangers series in development over at Netflix, but that was cancelled because it was too freaking woke to even consider. That's how bad it was. You understand me? So we got we have our upcoming reboot of the Power Rangers from Disney Plus. Okay. But in my regards, these six people here were iconic to the literally iconic to the 90s. And coming out now to say that, oh, casting an Asian actress as the Yellow Ranger, God rest her soul, and oh, casting a black actor as the Black Orangers was so wrong. And now the very guy who played the Black Ranger comes out and says it was not any kind of mistake. It was an honor. And that's what it was. People love these characters, but no, you all can't turn off your nonsense. And this is why you keep sticking your foot in your mouth. I salute the man for standing up and saying, I like the role that I played, and that's what I'm going to do. That is what I say at well, and I really support him coming out and say that it was an honor to play the Black Ranger, and it really I'm telling you, millions of people around the world love the Power Rangers. And you all could pretend and say all kind of nonsense now when you get wokeified and then act like oh it's a big thing, but no. These characters were pivotal to the 90s. And just because now you suddenly want to do something, that's your business. I support the guy for coming out and saying it was an honor. And I gotta follow up by saying you all need to just suddenly need to learn to shut up a little more when it comes to this. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. You have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like it, really hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell, be notified every time I put a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.